Alright, sculpture students, today we are going to talk about how to photograph your sculpture in the best way possible. Having a good presentation of your artwork is critically important for how the viewer sees it. A great piece of artwork, if it's photographed poorly, can really detract from the piece, whereas you could take a mediocre piece of artwork and get an amazing photograph and that enhances the piece. The first thing you want is some sort of flat surface against a plain wall. Doesn't have to be a white wall, depending on the color of your sculpture, but definitely a flat surface against a wall. You can see I have a little TV table. Maybe it's your kitchen table that you push up against the wall. Maybe it's even something as simple as a box or one of those plastic storage bins. If possible, it's really great to get your setup next to a bright sunny window. It's kind of the end of the day here, so my light is running low out of this window, but still next to a window, if you can get it, is a really great spot. Keep in mind, you do not want the window behind or on the same back wall that you're photographing on. You do not want a backlit wall. You want light coming in from the side or above. Okay? Now, you can see with my TV table that it's got this really bold black and white pattern. That's also something that's going to take away from the photo of my sculpture. So I don't want that showing, but that's what I got to use. One thing I could do is cover it with a large sheet of paper. Poster board, I could use a plain colored pillowcase or sheet to cover that up. Anything you have that's kind of a plain color. Another great strategy to use that I highly recommend if you have it available to you is a piece of plain poster board. You can take a piece of plain poster board, tape it up against the wall, and allow that poster board to curve onto that flat surface. Even though some of that bold pattern is still showing, I'm not going to worry about that too much because I'm going to plan on cropping that out of my final photo. So now I have this plain background here and a plain surface. I have some light coming in from my window, but again, it's getting late. I'm going to place my sculpture in the work area. And now the next thing, I need to still think about lighting because the lighting from my window maybe isn't the best right now. I need to have some other form of light source. In this case, I'm going to use a simple clamp light. Many people keep these in their garages. You might have a table lamp that you can bring over. Maybe you have to take the shade off of it and shine it on your work. And you want to think about placement of your lighting. What's the best position of your lighting, and play around with it a little bit to see where you can get the best positioning of your lighting. I'm going to have to adapt here because I like my lighting a little bit further out from this direction. So I'm actually going to clamp this directly to my curtains just so that I can get the lighting angle that I want. Hopefully that's going to stay. All right, so now I have my setup. I have a clean, plain background. I have my light source, critically important to have that good light source. I feel like it's illuminating my sculpture pretty well. So the next step is to start taking photographs. One mistake many people make is they just stand up and point their camera down at their sculpture. And that really doesn't highlight the sculpture as well as it could be. I want to bring my camera down to the level of the sculpture. I want to experiment with some different angles. And I want to take multiple photos, okay? Take some that are a little further away, some that are a little close up. Try rotating your sculpture at slightly different angles and get a bunch of photographs that way. If you need to, you can rotate your camera a little around your sculpture. Just be careful that you don't start getting other parts of the background in. Once you get all your photos taken, again, you're taking a whole bunch of them, take a look at all your photos on a larger screen like your computer, laptop, or tablet. Once you find and narrow down probably your 3 best photos, then what you can do is crop and do some minor editing. Make sure that you crop out all of the unnecessary background that you might see in the photograph. You can do some minor editing with lighting and contrast. Once you have that done, you have a nice, clean, plain photo of your sculpture, you'll turn in your best few.